Hello everybody. I still don't know if it's my computer that goofs up the audio or not, so I'm kind of going to stay close. And this is my teddy bear when I was a bitty baby. My grandparents kept it. That's why it's probably in good condition. They're no longer with us. Bless their souls. Wanted just to make a quick, this will be quick, under 5-minute video, I'm sure. Something that I was at my psychologist yesterday, and he has this way of being somewhat befuddled, like when I say something like, you know, 2 weeks ago I didn't feel like living. Let's say I didn't feel like I had, obviously I have things to do, like with my daughter, being a parent, but for myself, no desire to exist. And he said, well, why, like it took him back, like, why, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. He's like, well, why do you, what's the change? What's the difference? And I said, well, like my job, I said, there's new things to learn, and I don't feel like learning them and whatnot. And he looked at me like, so why does your mind think about things like death and ending your life instead of looking at them as opportunities to improve your life, improve yourself? For example, you can look at it and say, I don't want to learn this new way of doing things. And he kind of turned it on its head and said, well, look at it this way. You're learning a new skill. Your company is giving you skills to make you a better employee, so that if you move on, you take those skills with you. You're becoming a better person. And he put it in a good context, for me. He said, it's not like you're, pushing a rock up a hill that's just going to fall back down again. You're actually making progress. You are becoming a better person. Better. And he did this thing. He's like, you are becoming better, stronger person, And that really, flicked a switch inside of me. Maybe before, I just wanted to be static. I wanted to be stagnant, and in life we're given these opportunities to be dynamic. I'm still working on the thing there, but I can definitely say that in the last 2 weeks there's been a definite change. And I think I mentioned in the last video that there's a certain threshold, I think, in my body of the various things up here that are being dealt with serotonin. And that feels really good, by the way. Oh yes, look at my gray hair. Bride of Frankenstein. I'd say in the last 2 weeks I've crossed some sort of threshold, and maybe that's just a peer threshold, but I can't answer. I can't put my finger on one exact thing that it was, but I think that definitely, since, like I said, in the last 2 weeks I've crossed a threshold, whether it be a decision or a mental thing of, yes, I'm gonna put my put my stake, make my claim, I'm gonna stake my claim, this is my life and this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it. Or the idea, again, from a nutrient chemical point of view, I was on B12 shots, or I would say it's a B complex shot. And if you're below a certain level, your vitamin B's, you can have not psychotic episodes, but it messes with your mind. And it could be that, it could be the sleep deprivation. There's so many different things it could be. A month ago, I was lucky if out of a 7-hour stretch, I got 4 hours of sleep. 3.5 was like my number out of 7. Now I'm getting 6 hours, 15 minutes of sleep in that 7 hours. So who knows? Who knows? It could just be the gestalt of all these things coming together. And it could also just be, again, the realization that I'm going to fight for this. Put my stake and, stake my claim. This is what I'm going to do. And I think definitely that perspective of, on the one hand going, well, I don't like this. I'm not going to do this anymore. I quit. Or are we, me, you, me, am I going to fight for it and say, no, this is what it is? And I kid you not. We have Word 2010 Bible. Okay, look at this thing. As far as teaching myself skills, that's one word book. We have Word in Depth, another one. Okay. I think this is Essentials, Microsoft Word 2010 Comprehensive. Okay. And I put the other book in I got one on PowerPoint that I'm working my way through now. So I'm definitely investing in the future here. I'm relearning some skills. I used to have several on Access, and I don't know what happened to them. But so again, I feel like if I wasn't committed to improving myself, I wouldn't be spending my time working through these and doing examples and everything else. So take that for what you will. That's where I'm at right now. And I can hear an airplane flying by. I was looking at some helicopters the other day. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm a helicopter pilot, radio control pilot. Let me rephrase that. Once upon a time, used to build my own helicopters from kits. And I much prefer to fly a helicopter than a plane, but I do love planes too. I have a couple planes out back. And some of those, hobby things are being lit. One thing that I've heard a couple of different places, and primarily from the support group, has been the idea of having an interest or having a plan in a post-transition, post-surgical plan, things that you enjoy to do, goals. And I think that's a good thing to have. But I think, again, when, at least for me, my brain was kind of wonky, and, my plan was to make it through the day. And, now my plan is to think a little longer than that. Think about the spring. And again, like I said, I would enjoy building another helicopter and flying it. And other things, think about the future. I've also been doing I think I've pretty much saturated the online dating market, but starting to see some guys who I would be interested in, or friends, I should say, that I would be interested in. Now, whether they'd be interested in me, I don't know. I think I'm a pretty cool person when I'm not, being wonky. But again, once you get that spirit, once you get the, I made the mention, my engine is firing on all cylinders now. I'm getting that pa-pump, pa-pump, pa-pump. I want to do this. I want to do that. And if I can put up with this, then I get to do that, So on that note, I will say good night, and wish everyone good luck. I do, like I said, I do feel like it's getting some steam again. And I wish everyone good luck, and we'll see you next time. Good luck. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.